Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar, Optimizing Food and Beverage Operations, Real-Time Insights for Quality and Compliance. My name is Melissa Silverman, Scanco's Director of Marketing, and I'm delighted to kick things off for today's session. We are thrilled to bring to you today's presentation led by Brenda Morales. Brenda is part of the product management team focused on the enterprise product. And in today's demo, she's going to be showcasing the WithoutWire inventory platform. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Brenda. Brenda, please take it away.
Thank you, Melissa, and thank you everyone for joining today's webinar. I'm excited to present today the WithoutWire inventory platform. As Melissa mentioned, the enterprise platform here we have for Scanco. I could go on into a long list of functionality, but going to highlight some things today, focus on food and beverage. And then I also wanted to invite you to future webinars where we highlight additional features that may not be covered today. Go ahead and switch my slide. I only have two. So just wanted to talk a little bit about the system that I'll be working in. Has a web console on the web I'll be using, as well as a mobile app. The mobile app has 3 pages of tiles, and I will be mostly staying on the one page, but want to present all the other functionality for you. There's data in the demo system, items that have shelf life details, so essentially helps set up expiration dates automatically during receiving. Have warehouses, 2 warehouses, bins in both warehouses. We have inventory. There's some purchase orders today that I'll be receiving against, some sales orders as well. And the demo agenda will entail me going through purchase order receipts. I'm going to take advantage in showing you how we can capture temperature. We can damage some items or mark some items that are damaged, take images, also capture item aliases. And like I mentioned a second ago, utilize shelf life settings on items in the system to automatically set expiration dates on items that are being received. I'm also going to put away, show you how the system directs me to primary locations for items, also move things to cross-site warehouses easily. I'm also going to satisfy a sales order, picking from a bulk area and primary location, not mixing lots. Also go through item recall, so automatically seeing how the system put things into QA hold statuses based on expiration dates, receiving lot holds so that we don't continue receiving things we're not wanting, and picking lot holds. And that will be today's demonstration. I'll just get into it. Thank you. Here I have my barcodes I'll be using. This is access to the web console and the mobile app. Using the food and beverage demo, just logging in. So this is the web console. On the home page, you can see there's Power BI embedded reporting, giving insights on overview. We have 5 pages here. I'll be going through the presentation and pointing out information. We have tools on the side that let us continue to take advantage of the functionality in the system for inbound receiving, doing item accounts and such, and outbound picks. I'll be going through the system here and presenting both the web console as well as the mobile. As I mentioned before, there are some tiles here, 3 screens. We'll be hanging out in this center set of tiles, receiving, picking, and putting away items today. So I'm going to start with the inventory overview report on this first page. I'll go through and introduce all the pages, but this is inventory in 360, provides insights on what's in each warehouse. As you can see, I have 2 warehouses, and this is a bulk area that we'll be using throughout the system, and majority of the inventory is living inside the first warehouse. It's really helpful to see where things are in QA hold this way, and we can search by item or item description, serials, bins, and zones. Another good page is the inventory availability. It really gives me quick insight on the items that are either on hold, have been ordered, available, and also what's available for orders. Attributes right now, you'll see that we have one item with an expiration date with a specific lot and serial, and throughout the demonstration, I'll reference this. We have adjustments, summaries, and then also a really good way of seeing what bins are being utilized in the warehouses. Just take a peek here at warehouse 2, mostly empty bins, and we have a few bins with inventory. All right, so I'm going to jump into inbound insights. This is a second report. Will help with the storyline we're going through. I'm going to be receiving on the mobile app here, the receiving tile. So the web console provides insights on what's coming in. There are some purchase orders we're waiting to receive again. So it looks like all of them are in waiting to be received. We can hop over here to quickly see similar data, but a little bit different way of looking at just the vendor details. In a second, I'll be receiving and damaging a few items. So then you'll see how that pops up here. And then also during receiving, we'll be capturing temperature and some images. So afterwards, you'll be able to see that here. So I'll just go in here and we're going to start off with receiving this purchase order 200. I'll just highlight the items here so that we can watch on this side. So I'm using my iPhone, and our app also works with Android and on rugged devices. I also have a Bluetooth that's paired with my phone. It's a socket mobile, and you'll hear some beeping here in a second. So I'm just going to touch the receiving tile and go through this purchase order 200. So I'm just tapping into the purchase order right now. Any user in the system that has been granted permission to receive has this order on their screen until one of us grabs it. So now that I grabbed it, no other picker is available to do so. So the order's on lockdown. I'll be using my socket mobile over here, and on the right-hand side, I'll go, actually, let me just back up 1 second and show you one of the other items that are really helpful on this mobile app as well. On the main screen, I can tap on either one of these barcodes, or I can scan to take a picture, or rather to scan, see by item right here at the top right barcode to see how much turmeric honey lemonade we have in the system and where. So that's just wanted to point out that this is a quick scan lookup to help understand or to locate certain items throughout the warehouse. Additionally, you can actually also scan a bin. So in that same concept, the main screen scan, just want to look at the bin and see what's in there. So just wanted to point that out as just one of the easier things to use in the system for a quick item location. So I'll go back to that receiving tile, and again, I'm going to be receiving on that purchase order 200. So I'm just tapping into the POs, and I see that I have a list of different items to receive. They're all lot tracked. On the right-hand side, you'll see my barcode looks a little different. It's a GS1 barcode, and what that does is that it's bringing in more information for the item so that me as a user doesn't have to do multiple scans. So right now, if I scan my GS1 barcode, it's associated with the organic single serve vanilla yogurt, and it automatically pulls in that lot number. So I don't have to put in the lot upon receiving. And I'm actually going to receive all 48. And you'll see that this item is requiring that I collect the temperature that I've received this at. So I have an agreement with my vendor that everything that's coming through the door from them is going to arrive at 35 degrees. So we're satisfying that requirement and agreement between the two of us. I can see now as a receiver that line has been grayed out because I've completed it. So I'll just go ahead and scan my next GS1 barcode. This one's associated to the milk. And I see that a couple of the items are actually damaged, or more than a couple. So I'm going to receive all 260, but I'm going to click on this options, and I'm going to indicate that some of these items have come in damaged. So about 25 of them are damaged. I want to make sure I'm putting that in the system. So you can see the system indicates that 260 were received, 35 were in good condition, and 25 were damaged. So I'll go ahead and receive the last set of items. And in this case, I requested, or the purchase order had a quantity to receive of 2 cases, but in reality, I only got the 1. So I'm going to go ahead and indicate that here so that we can see that we are shorted for this item. And in this case, this item would want to have, allows me to take a picture. So I'm just going to tap on this image and take advantage of the camera on my cell phone and this milk that came in with just the 1 case versus the 2 cases. So I can see my system has a lighter shade of gray showing that, indicating that we've received less than originally anticipated on the purchase order, the damaged amount, and the complete amount here of the 48. So I'm just going to go ahead and complete this purchase order. And I can see that the purchase order is off my list. So while we're going to put that information, that product away in a second, but I just wanted to show you how we could also receive another purchase order that maybe the vendor sent a different barcode that we have in the system. So I'm going to show how on this purchase order, I'm expecting to receive 20 maple tree waters, but MTW is what we have in the system. However, the items coming in with this maple tree 3. So it's going to show how the system will not recognize the barcode, but we are still able to swipe left over here and acquire the barcode. So I'm just going to swipe left. Hands are wet. I'm going to acquire this barcode, and now I can take a scan and make sure that the system knows that this could be known from this vendor as Maple Tree 3, but I still need you to associate it to our system item for MTW. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that. And now that the barcode acquire has completed, I can go ahead and scan again, and now the system will recognize the barcode. I'll go ahead and receive the full 20. And complete the purchase order. And you'll see the purchase order 202 is no longer on my to-do list. Just tap out of here. So I've just received the purchase order 200, and we're going to put those items away. So I'm going to start off by going to inventory overview and showing you what's currently in the receiving bin for inventory in the warehouse too. So when we go to put things away, there's a portion of it I'm going to put in this warehouse. So I just want to show you right now that it's not there. And I'm going to go ahead over here to my put away tile on the mobile. So those items that we were just receiving, they're in the receiving bin. Again, I have these GS ones. I'm going to scan the first one. And I'm being directed to the primary put away bin for this product. So in the system, you can put in a primary bin, secondary bins. And in this case, I'm going to follow along with what the system is indicating, and I'm going to tap there. So you could see the scan brings in the lot number for me of the organic 1% milk. And then I'm going to just go ahead and move the full quantity, the 4 to the primary bin. You'll see that is moved out of the put away area. Go ahead and scan my next GS1 barcode. Again, I'm getting directed to a primary bin. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And in this case, there's 235. I'm only going to send 35 to this primary bin, and then I'll show you how quickly we can send the other 200 to a bulk area in a cross warehouse move. So another warehouse, so we don't need to ship, and they don't need to receive, but we're going to go ahead and move the lot. So again, the 35 I originally moved just now. You'll see the number is reduced to 200. I sent the 35 to the primary bin. I'm going to send this other 200 to the secondary warehouse that handles the bulk of items. So instead of going to this primary indication, I'm just going to go ahead and scan receiving bin, because I know there's a receiving bin in both warehouses, but this allows me to send it to the secondary warehouse. So I'm going to go ahead and send the remaining 200 to the receiving bin in warehouse 2. And then that is removed from the put away area. Okay. And then these other items aren't part of the order, so I'm just going to leave those alone. And I'm going to go over to our outbound insights. Oh, you know what? Let me take advantage of refreshing here so you can see the items moved into the warehouse 2, and you'll see in the receiving bin now. So here's the 200 in the receiving bin, and that move that we just did from warehouse 1. It's a real easy way of moving the items. So now that we've received and we've put away our items, let's go ahead and handle the outbound fulfillment. So I'll flip over to outbound insights. This gives us an insight on what's coming due for orders, and I can see that some are completed, and this one order here that we'll be working on for Kroger is still waiting to be picked. So these are the items that we'll be picking. And I'll show you now that this is 0, but once I start picking, the items do sync in real time. So I'll be coming over here to the pick tile as the picker in the warehouse. And I can see this order for this bulk order. Go ahead and take advantage of that spine back. There are 4 items here. I'm just gonna go to my turmeric honey lemonade. So I'm getting sent, as I can see here, to a location directed me for these 1,300. It's a bulk location. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 1,200 that are there at the bulk location. And I'll see that it puts it on, it automatically generates a license plate for me. That's easier to move that large quantity. And you'll see that there's a difference of 100 here. But if you notice from the bulk, now this location, I'm being directed to the next location that actually has the same lot, because this system is on a no mix lot for orders customization, so configuration rather, and it's telling me here's the next location you're going to go to get that turmeric honey lemonade. So I go to that location, I scan the turmeric honey lemonade, and I can see that I have the remaining 100 to satisfy the 1,300 on the pick. Both lots are matching, so I'm not going to get an error. And I'll go ahead and complete that one item. So now I'll go ahead to my second item, the maple tree water. This is also sending me to bulk. I'm picking up 2 pallets. Now I'm going to the watermelon water original flavor. And I can see that the lot number is here in the item lot combination in this barcode. So a little different from the GS1, but still bringing in information. And I'm looking to pick 20 of them. So I've been directed to this location after scanning. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the 20 that are required. And I just have that last line, I'm going to go ahead and scan this watermelon, water, ginger. Okay, and for this case, I scanned this one lot, number 77174, and I'm going to show you how the system will help me not pick mixed lots. So I'm just going to take 20 from this location. I see that I still have 20 left, but right next to me in a different bin, not the one I was directed to, there's another watermelon, water, ginger, but it has a different lot number. Let me go ahead and scan that and see how the system is going to stop this. So this is a great way if your customers don't want mixed lots, also to help quality for the lots going out the door. So I'm going to go ahead and try to take the remaining 20 from this additional lot, and as I can see, it's already started off with the 77174. So this you can see unable to be picking and mixing lots. So I can just cancel out of that, and I'll see that I am directed to the next bin that does have the remaining lot that I need. So I'll just go ahead and listen to the system and scan the right lot for that ginger water. Get the 20 there. I can see the two lots are meeting or matching. My pick is complete. I can ship it immediately. I'm in a demo, so I'm not connected to a print detail. This is where you would see the integration for different carriers, so FedEx, UPS, and then the method, overnight, what have you. I'll just skip through those. We could also capture weight and details. Just skip on that. And we'll go ahead and ship. As you can see, I could also stage it if I wanted to. So now we've picked, I'll go ahead and refresh here. You can see the picked and shipped quantities will be updated. So picked and shipped, no shorts. This order has shipped out the day. And again, if we were integrated, we would have the tracking number information here. So I wanted to jump over to inventory quality hold, showing you how that can be done in the system. So just start off by looking at inventory in overview, giving a little information on what we can see in inventory 360. So just look up this product that we were finding questionable, this soy pudding. As I can see, some of the lot is active, this lot here, but there's a lot that is on QA hold. So I'll show you how that looks in the system. In inventory availability, you'll see that the hold is here totaled. You can't see that there are 2 lots, but we just saw that there were. So you can see that the 60 that are not on hold, we have 2 that are being ordered coming in. So we're expecting to only have 58 available. So I'm going to show you how these orders won't be able to be satisfied with that lot that's on hold in the system. So just make this a little smaller. And then there's another way to look at that inventory attributes. As I pointed out before, the soy pudding I can see here, it has been expired. So if I were to just go to inventory 360, I'm going to go over here and show you how we can, let's say it's unavailable for picking because it's on hold here, but it doesn't mean that it can't be received. So I just want to show that we can also make the incoming soy pudding automatically placed in QA hold as well. So just go to my item tools and item maintenance and look up that soy pudding. I can see it here. It's active on receiving, but like I said, the lot in-house is questionable. I'm just going to make sure we're not doing any manufacturing, and when we're receiving, if we do receive soy pudding, want to put it in hold and make sure that that lot is a lot that we're looking to get in on inventory. So like I mentioned, now can't use it to pick, and it can't be used to, if it's received, it gets put into a hold. So let's go ahead and look at one of these orders that is actually asking for the soy pudding. So I have the Kroger order here. Let's go. And I'm being directed to this bin, and it's probably not for the lot that's expired, but let's just take a look. I'll scan just the soy pudding with no lot indicated. And this is asking me to put in a lot. So like I mentioned, this 86411 is on hold, and we can actually see that over here as well really nicely. Where I put in the soy pudding. You can see the two lots. This is the one, like I mentioned, is hold, and this is the one that's active. So I'm gonna go ahead, and they're both in the same bin. I'm gonna go ahead and scan and see what happens. So it's on hold and cannot be picked. So that's what I was expecting, and that's a good way of keeping expired product from being picked. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick the lot that is active for this order instead. So the two, I'm able to satisfy this sales order with items that are not expired. Getting close to the hour, just wanted to point out that you're also able to this item expired on its own based on its settings for shelf life. You could also manually do an order hold on an item. So I'll just go ahead and go into a maple water. Maybe I have the wrong. Oh, it's watermelon water. So I can see that there are items here, or inventory. I want to lock down this lot. It's in two bins. I'll select them both and go ahead and put them on hold because they expire. So that's another way of doing that manually. And then you can also go in to make sure that on the receiving side, that same watermelon water ginger comes in and gets put in a QA hold to be reviewed. So right now it's active, so I would just edit that, put it on hold as well. So you could do that manually. And then one last thing associated with the storyline regarding a lot that needs to be recalled. So let's go to the outbound insights. So we just put that maple watermelon water on hold, the 77174. I can go ahead and put that in here and just find out who we just sent that lot to so that I can communicate with them if I can put the number in correctly, 77174. So we just sent that to Kroger, and we're going to want to call them and tell them that this lot has problems, and we're holding it in QA hold in our inventory, and we would recommend that they send it back. So that's a recall storyline. Thank you for your time today. As I mentioned earlier, we'll have additional webinars that will touch upon other areas of the system that you may find useful, such as cycle counting and replenishments. Thank you, Melissa, for your time, and I look forward to our next webinar.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.